A hospital with no exits, patients vanishing without a trace, and a betrayal closer than the shadows. If you love psychological horror and shocking twists, smash like and subscribe, because this story will crawl under your skin. Chapter 1. Awakening. Daniel Gray opened his eyes to blinding white light. The smell of antiseptic stung his nose. He lay in a bed with restraints around his wrists. A nurse leaned over him, smiling too widely. "Welcome back, Daniel. You had an episode. But you're safe now. You're in Hollow Ward." He didn't remember being brought here. Chapter 2. The patients. The ward had only a handful of patients. Iris, a girl who hummed lullabies to herself. Marcus, a war veteran with trembling hands. Elena, Daniel's childhood friend, the only familiar face. Seeing Elena gave him hope. "You'll get through this," she told him softly. "They'll help you." But something in her eyes flickered with unease. Chapter 3. The rules. Every night at 9 p.m., the ward locked down. Doors sealed, lights dimmed. "Stay in your rooms," the head doctor warned, "for your own safety." But on the second night, Daniel heard screams echoing down the corridor. In the morning, Marcus' bed was empty. The staff said there was no Marcus. Daniel swore he had seen him, spoken to him. Chapter 4. The disappearances. One by one, the patients vanished. Iris was next. Her lullabies echoed through the vents hours after she was gone. Daniel confronted Elena. "You hear it too, don't you? People are disappearing." But she shook her head. "Daniel, you're hallucinating again." Her words cut deep. Again. What did she mean by that? Chapter 5. The Forbidden Swing. Daniel followed the screams one night, slipping through a door left ajar. The Forbidden Swing was lined with beds, empty, except for restraints stained dark with old blood. On the wall, scratched into paint, were the words, "We are not patients. We are fuel." Chapter 6. The Betrayal. Unveiled. He stumbled back into the ward, trembling. Elena was waiting for him. "You weren't supposed to see that," she whispered. Daniel's heart dropped. "You knew." Tears welled in her eyes. "I didn't want you to end up here. But they offered me a choice, me or you. I chose you." Before he could respond, orderlies seized him, needles plunging into his veins. Chapter 7. The Hollow Truth. As darkness pulled him under, Daniel saw Elena's face above him. "I'm sorry, Daniel," she whispered. "But in Hollow Ward, betrayal is the only way to survive." And then the lights went out. Chapter 8. The return to consciousness. Daniel woke strapped to a chair, bright lamps glaring down on him. Tubes ran from his arms into humming machines. The head doctor loomed over him. "You're strong, Daniel. Stronger than the others. Your mind feeds the ward better than most." "Feeds?" Daniel croaked. "Hollow Ward doesn't heal," the doctor said with a smile. "It harvests fear, betrayal, despair, pure energy. You all generate it, and we use it." Chapter 9. Elena's confession. Later, in the darkness of his room, Elena slipped inside. "I tried to protect you," she whispered, tears on her cheeks. "But you wouldn't stop digging. Now they'll drain you dry." Daniel's chest twisted. "You knew all along." Elena nodded. "They promised me freedom if I gave them someone else. I chose you, because I thought you were strong enough to survive." "You betrayed me," Daniel said, voice breaking. She couldn't meet his eyes. Chapter 10. The other survivors. Daniel discovered he wasn't alone. In the hidden wing, a handful of patients lingered, half mad, half dead. "They keep us just alive enough," Iris' voice whispered from the shadows, though her body was pale and frail. "But the ward is hungry. It always wants more." Daniel realized the ward itself wasn't just a building. It was alive, feeding. Chapter 11. The escape attempt. With desperate strength, Daniel broke free during a power outage. He and the ragged survivors stumbled through blood-stained corridors. But the walls seemed to shift, doors closing where there were none before. "It's the ward," Iris hissed. "It won't let us go." Daniel pushed forward anyway, leading them into the courtyard. For the first time, he saw the sky. But the sky was wrong, black, fractured, like glass. Beyond it, only endless void. Chapter 12. Elena's final. Betrayal. At the gate, freedom just steps away, Elena appeared. She held a scalpel, her hands trembling. "Daniel, stop. If you leave, they'll kill us all. The only way is to give them what they want." "And what's that?" he demanded. Her eyes locked on his. "You." She lunged. The blade pierced his side. Pain exploded through him. The survivors screamed, but the ward roared in delight, walls trembling, machines howling. Chapter 13. The Hollow Revelation. Daniel fell to his knees, blood staining the ground. And then he saw it. The ward wasn't just a hospital. It was a prison of the mind. A cage built from guilt and betrayal. He wasn't in a hospital. He was inside his own fractured psyche. Elena's voice echoed, but her face shifted, morphing into different people he once trusted. Friends, lovers, family, all of them betrayers, all of them part of him. Chapter 14, the last choice. If you give in, the ward whispered, you'll be free. Just let betrayal consume you. Daniel clenched his fists, bleeding, trembling. He looked at Elena, no, at the shadow she represented. No, he whispered, I am not just betrayal. I am more. And with that, he staggered into the void sky, tearing through the glass above. Chapter 15, the ending light. When Daniel opened his eyes, he was in his apartment. No restraints, no ward, but on the table sat a single patient bracelet with his name etched into it. And from the shadows, Elena's voice whispered softly, welcome back to Hollow Ward. And that was the Hollow Ward, a psychological horror of memory, betrayal, and a prison you can never truly escape. If this story kept you hooked, smash like and subscribe, because the next nightmare is coming soon.